So I'll just share the screen. So is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the next strategy that we'll be talking about is the Noxell divergence strategy. Okay. So it is Noxell divergence strategy. So in this, we will use V40 companies. So Swagat, the companies list has been shared in the group if you might have seen. Have you
Yeah.
gone through the list of the companies?
No, but I have seen the company's list and V40 next and V200.
Yes. So you can just look at them and you'll be able to know which all strategy to apply and which all companies. So we'll apply this particular strategy in V40 companies. We will not apply stop loss. That is very important.
Yeah,
Swagat.
no stop loss.
Yes. In all my this thing strategies, we don't apply stop loss. That is,
Hmm.
I have even told you in the previous class, if you might have seen
I've seen
the
record no stop loss in the previous SMA,
yeah,
EMA.
yes, correct. So we will not apply stop losses and we will average in the first strategy. If you might have seen, we were not averaging. Here we can average if at all there's a difference of 5% from the first trade to the second trade. So supposedly you've taken a first trade at this particular level and that particular trade falls below 5%, there's a downfall. So in that case, you will take a second trade.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So we will be doing averaging of tell me
kind
please.
of averaging, kind of balancing the previous.
Yes. In the previous strategy, we were not averaging. Here we will average. And the fund allocation that goes around is 3% for the first trade and next 3% for the second trade. Okay,
Mm.
so the total allocation of fund that you will do is the 6%, not more than that. In this
Uh,
particular strategy, which is Knoxville divergence strategy, we'll just apply 6% of the total portfolio for one trade in one particular stock.
okay. And how much is the minimum capital it's required for the
So
balance?
minimum capital, so if you have this thing, a portfolio of 10 lakh rupees, then in that case, 3% of 10 lakh will go for one
Mm.
particular stock. If you are thinking like, I don't have a set figure in my mind, like I don't have like 10 lakh rupees right now that I want to create a portfolio today. So you can just, if you might have think that 20,000 I have to put every month, then in that case, for one particular stock in one particular trade, you will just put 10,000. That's the bare minimum. It can be more than that, but not less than 10,000.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that you get at least 10%, so that you can see the returns. No, if you will put amount less than that, then probably you won't be able to see the returns. So
So
Yeah.
bare
what is first trade? I'm not getting it, Arpita. Like what is first trade? What is second trade?
Okay, so first trade is like you've taken a trade at this particular level, supposedly at 300 rupees, a stock was available at 300 rupees,
Hmm.
and you've taken at that particular level, and it goes below, it went below 5%. It
Okay.
went 5% more down, then in that case, you will average with the second trade.
Okay.
Okay, so is it clear?
Okay.
Yes.
So that means if there's a 5% down, that falls to be around, I think, 285. You can just calculate it and see. So if there's a 5% gap that goes around, then you'll take a second trade. But after that, if at all it goes down, you will not take an entry again. So averaging will be done only once. So the total fund allocation would be 6%, not more than that in one
Mm.
particular trade, if we are applying Knoxville strategy. So here I'll just let you know how we need to apply this particular strategy in trading view. So Reliance is also a V40 company, and the settings that you will look at would be the daily chart pattern, and here the strategy that we will put would be the Noxell. I'll just delete it and I'll just do it again for you guys. So in indicators, you will have to search for Rob Booker Noxell divergence strategy. Rob Booker Noxell divergence strategy. So this comes, and now we have to make some changes in the input. So the input would be 200. RSI that we will put would be 14. And this thing, momentum period would remain the same, and we'll just change the color to blue. Okay. And yes, so we will get this 214 and 20 would be the momentum period. So here, now if you see, there's a difference between the strategy that we had put yesterday and this particular strategy. So there you were getting moving average, which was 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average, 20-day moving average. So there the line were moving along with the candle. Here in Noxell divergence strategy, they're straight lines. They're not appearing every day that it was there in the moving average. We were able to see that this particular lines were moving along the candle. Here they are not moving along the candle, and these are the straight lines. So if you see this particular strategy, you'll see that there are two lines that are being formed. One is the straight upward moving lines and the downward moving lines. Yes?
This kind of trend lines.
Yes. So there are two lines that are being formed. Upward are being connected from top to top, and downward lines are being connected from bottom to bottom. Candles, they are being connected. So now you need to know what will be the buying condition and what will be the selling condition. So this thing you can write down. So for the buying, what you will do, you will do buying at the end point of the downtrending line. This thing you can write down. End point of downtrending line, you will do the buying. So in the downtrending line, the end point of that we'll do the buying, and selling we will be doing on the end point of the uptrending line. End point of uptrending line. Okay. So supposedly you've recognized that there is a pattern that is being formed, and so if you at all see this particular strategy, so the end point that comes is this. This is the end point of downtrending line. Okay. So here from the next candle you will make an entry. So from this particular level, you will make an entry, which is this candle. And where will you exit? The end point of the uptrending line. So you will exit at this particular level, which is this candle, next candle to the uptrending line. So how much return did you get? So you've taken an entry at this particular level and you exited at this particular level. So you got 14.65% return in 55 days. Okay. So that is there. Apart from that, we'll also see few other examples. So likewise, we can also see there was a downtrending line at this particular level. Again, there was a entry that could be made at this particular level, and you would have exited again at the same level, which is at this particular level, you would have got 11%, but the time span would be more. So likewise, we can recognize a lot of such patterns. So here, if you see this particular thing, the buying point would be at this particular level. Just a second, yeah. So at this level, they'll be buying, and selling would be at this level. The first point that we got, just a second. Yes. So here we will do the selling, which is this point. In the next candle, we can make an exit. So if at all we want to see, So this thing we can just remove. There was, sorry. So how much return did you get? So if you look at the return that you will get would be this much, which is 13.27% return within 71 days. But here, what my strategy talks about is we don't have to apply any of the stop losses. That is very important. We are not here to lose money. We are here to make money.
One
This
second.
is
See,
proposed
which are the
by...
uptrending line we have to check? Your downtrending, you can pick any downtrending line.
So uptrending line, which if at all you are getting, supposedly you are getting exit here, you can make an which at all comes the first, you'll exit there. It isn't like you will see that this is the connecting line, you will exit here. No. So if you are getting a connecting line here, the whichever you get the first, you'll exit. You will not observe that the second line that was forming a pattern until unless that will not join the other candle, I will not exit. You will exit whenever you get the first exit. Either it can be from the previous this thing, or it can be after that. But whenever you will get a straight line which has happened first, you will exit. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. There are two uptrending lines.
Yes. So whenever you get a first exit, you will exit from that particular level. You will not wait for the second.
No, you can choose one of the two uptrending lines, right?
No, the exit that you get first would be the exit point.
Okay, so you need to choose the corresponding uptrending line.
So I'm saying whenever you get a first uptrending line, if the end of that particular exit is there, you will exit there. You will not wait for other corresponding line to get formed. If you are getting an exit before and you will exit. So that should be the ending point of the uptrending line. You shouldn't wait for other corresponding line to be formed. If you are getting an exit before, you will exit. You will not wait for other uptrending line to get formed and then you will take an exit. Is it
But
clear?
how we can know that it is a for entry? How you can know that this is the lowest point for the line? Maybe
So
it may goes down more little bit or more.
so that's why I'm saying that if a downtrending line is formed and the end point is there, the end point of downtrending line is formed, you can take an entry from the next candle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Okay.
that is something where you have to make an entry. Exit would be the uptrending line of the end point of the uptrending line would be the exit point. So this thing you can just note it down. So this thing you can note it down. End point of the downtrending line would be the entry point. End point of the uptrending line would be the exit point.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be like you are making an entry at this particular level, which is this. This won't be your entry. Your entry would be the end point of the downtrending line. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whenever a downtrending line is formed, if at all in whichever stock that you're observing in V40 companies, you will be able to recognize that downtrending line is formed, I can make an entry.
Okay.
Yes. So likewise, we can observe a lot of such patterns. So if you see this, so here we didn't get that much of return. There can be variation in this thing, but we'll have to observe which all things are being formed. So if at all you see this, there's a downtrending line. So you will make an entry at this level and you will make an exit at this level. So how much return did you made? So from this level, which is at this point, and you will make an exit at this level, which is 29.09% gain you got in 91 days. So here on an average, you will make good returns.
Mm.
So that is assured. Okay. So likewise, you can observe for the downtrending lines. and you can make an entry in those
See,
stocks.
the first trade is the buying. What is second trade is selling?
So now see here.
In the diagram, you explained, right? First trade below coming down.
Yes. So you can just observe here. So here there's this thing. Just a second. So if at all we had taken an entry at the downtrending line at this particular level, again our trade went below. We have to check if it's below 5%, then in that case we will make an entry. Here, since it is below 4.24%, we will look for the absolute figure, which is 5%. If it goes below 5%, then we will average. Otherwise, we will not average. Okay?
Okay.
So in this case, it was less than 5%. So we will not make an entry again. We will not average it. We will hold our position, which is 3% of fund allocation towards the first trade. Okay? So from here, if we would have taken an entry. So we will just look at how much return did we get. So if we look at the return, we will see that. Just a second, sorry. So from here, if we would have taken an entry, we will make an exit at this particular level, which is we got 20% return within 168 days. This that like in the first class I have told you that what is in our hand is the buying point and the selling point, but market volatility and holding period is not in our hand. So that is very important, but on an average we will be able to make good return within a year if at all we use such trading techniques on regular basis. So for this you will have to search for entry and exit points. Okay. So if you would have made an entry at this particular level, how much return would you have got? So entry at this level, exit would be at this level. The gain would be 21.85% gain within the time period was long enough. So, but we were able to make our return. Okay. So that is there. Apart from that, we can also look for another opportunities like, just a second. So if you look at this particular level, you made an entry at this level, exit at this level. So how much is the return? 17.44% return within 82 days. So that is how it is. Okay. So likewise, you can again see that how much is the, now from here, if we would have taken an entry from here, and if our stock goes below 5%, you can average. Now, if you are able to see, we have made an entry at this level, which is the 0.1. Just a second, I'll just remove. Yes. So we had made an entry at this level, and again we averaged at this level. So how much return did we get? So for the first trade, we would have made an exit at this level. Again, if we would have entered from this level, so we would have made a gain of this much, which is 11%. For other one, we also made for the first trade, we got 11%. For the second trade, we got 17.44%. So that is how we have to apply this particular strategy. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Any doubts in this particular strategy? If you have, you can ask. Do you guys have any doubts?
This has short-term tax implications, right?
Yes, we have tax implication for the short term, but depends. If it is less than 1 year, then we have to give STCG, and if it is more than 1 year, then in that case we have to give LTCG. But on an average, if you are making money, then of course you'll have to pay some tax.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that also depends that how much money you've put in. So if it's a smaller trade, then in that case, if you're not making a bigger profit, then in that case, tax implication won't be that much. But yes, if you are earning, you have to give something or the other to the government. That is a liability that goes around.
Yeah.
Yes. So should we go to the next strategy?
Yeah.
If this is clear,
Yeah.
is this clear?
Yes, yes, it's clear.
Okay. So the next strategies are V20 strategy. So V20 strategy is also very simple. The first strategy was little typical. These strategies are not that typical. You will be able to get it easily. So the third strategy is V20 strategy. So in this, we will be applying this particular strategy in V40, V40 next, and V200 companies. All the companies we can apply this particular strategy, which is V20 strategy. So you can apply this in V40 companies, V40 next, and V200 companies. Okay. So now in this case, again, we will not apply any stop loss. You can write it down so that it gets stick to your mind that you don't have to apply any of the stop losses. And we can average this. For averaging, we should see the gap of 10% from the first trade to the second trade. If that is not there, we will not average. Okay. So this thing you can write, averaging we will do if there is a gap of 10% from the first to the second trade. So if there is a gap of 10%, if I have taken an entry at this particular level, which was my first trade, and this is my second trade. So if there's a gap of 10%, so in that case, I will average. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Any doubt
No.
up until here? No doubts? Okay. So now whenever we will be applying V20 strategy, we will look for green consistent candle, bunch of green consistent candle, or it can be a one candle or more than one candle, but the gap between the green candle should be 20% or more than that. So in that case, we will take an entry from the bottom and we will exit at the top. Okay. So if you have to apply, you can just write it down. We will search for bunch of green candles. So we will search for bunch of green candles. So it can be like this. So it can be like one particular candle, or there can be a bunch of green candles that are being formed. So in this, the bunch of green candle should have a difference of 20%. Okay. So if there's a gap of 20%, then in that case, we will make an entry at the bottom and we will exit at the top. So either it can be bunch of green candle, or it can be one single candle. So if it's like there's one single candle that is being formed and that one single candle has a difference of 20%, then in that case, we will make an entry at this level and we will exit at this level. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
If at all we see any of the red candle in between, supposedly here there's a red candle. So if there is a red candle in between, we will not take an entry. It should be green consistent candle. There shouldn't be any red candle in between. If there is any red candle, this particular trade would be void. We will not take an entry if at all there is a red candle in between. Okay. So from top to bottom, there should be a green candle. No red candle should be in between. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will search for such patterns in trading view. Sorry. Just a second. I don't know why this is not coming. Yes. So I'll just hide this particular thing and we will search for green consistent candle. So like here, if we look at the green consistent candles, just a second. Yes. So from here till the top, what is the gap? What is the gap that you are able to see?
14%.
14%.
Yes. So when do we have to make an entry?
20 if it is 20%.
Yes. So we will not make an entry in such situation if the gap is 14%. We will search for the gap which is 20%. So now let's see where can we get 20%. So is it 20%? No, it's not 20%. So we will search for other candles. It's 10%. No, we will not make an entry here. We'll have to observe that the gap should be 20% or more than that. So here you're able to get 20%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we will enter at the bottom, which is this particular level, and we will exit at this level, which is this. Likewise, we will search for such entries in all the V40, V40 next
So
companies.
these are all past events, right?
So yes, you can search for other like before some days back I had given one entry for Sonata software. So if you look at Sonata software, we were getting a similar entry on the base of this particular level. Just a second, I'll just remove all the drawings. Yes. So few days back, we were able to see that there was a gap of 20% and we had taken an entry. So if you look at, just a second, yes. So if you look at this, it is 16%, no. So we had taken an entry where there was a gap of 20% or more. Let's see at this level. So it is more than 21%. So now it is up by 10% from where we had entered at that particular level, but we are waiting for our exit to happen. So now if you look at
a bunch of green candle, there are in between red candles and things like that, right?
No, so I'll just remove it again and I'll show you. So you can just do it again. Now see, I have drawn between the two candles. Just a second. Yes. So if you take the entry from here and if you move here, you'll see that there's a green candle only. We are not taking red. Red is just coming in between, but you see there are two candles and the gap between the two candles. Now you'll be able to see it properly. Is it visible? Yes. So red
after
candle just coming in between, but it is a consistent green candle. Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
After this, where we need to enter?
So you need to enter at the bottom, which is this level. This level.
So have to wait for the like trend to come down till the point.
So we had taken an entry at this level few days back.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So we were waiting. Since we were able to see that this 20% is being formed, we can get a 20% if we enter at this level. So that
Okay.
is very important. So we had taken an entry at this level. We waited and now it is just up by 10%. 10% is still left. So we are waiting for the entire trend to get complete. So we are waiting for exactly. So here if you look at it is 10-11% that has gone up. So it isn't completed 20%. So we are waiting so that the strategy we've applied will stick by the rules. We will not divert. So we are
You will
waiting.
not sell at
We
this
will
stage.
not sell, although we are getting 10% of gain right now. But we will not sell because we know it will go 20% up. So it might take time, but we will stick by the rules. Which is,
So we
yes.
have to wait until 20% gains.
Yes. So I will wait patiently, hold my position, and I will exit when I get my 20% back.
Mm.
Okay.
And you said that there is a second trade below the 10% of the
See,
entry level.
basically 20% could be one day or it could be multiple days of multiple candles like that.
I didn't get your point.
No, that 20% right would be from either set a bunch of candles or even a single candle. In this situation,
Yes,
you are
yes,
saying a
yes.
single candle.
These are just two candle. It can be bunch of green candle or single candle. There shouldn't be any red candle in between. Okay. So
So this
here,
is
if you look at, there is a gap of, just a second, I'll just see. So there is a gap of 5%. Okay. But what did I say? We will do averaging only when there is a gap of 10% from the first trade to the second trade. So here we did not make any other entry. We are just holding our trade what we had taken at 613.
no.
Let's
If it's
say-
like below 10%, if it's
Yeah.
like 10%, how we can enter the second trade?
So in that case, you will this thing you will allocate your 3% more if at all it goes below 10% from the first trade to the second trade.
So basically, you are waiting till the 613 point to stock to come back down.
So
No,
for the second,
I'm not waiting. I'm waiting for my exit, which is at this level. I will sell at this level. I will sell at this level.
so
Till
for
the
the
time
second,
I'll not get my 20%, I'll wait. So
yeah.
if you at all look at from this particular level, how much is left? It is approximately 7.49% is still left. So I'm waiting for my trade to exit, but till the time I'll not get the entire 20%, I'll patiently wait.
Mm.
Okay.
So what's the strategy for the second trade? The same, whatever the 10%, whatever the candle, whatever the thing, you just enter. If it's more than, if it's like 10% below the trade.
Yes, yes, yes. So in V20, we will see, we will do averaging only if there's a difference of 10% from the top to the bottom.
See,
So
what happens if there is a very small red candle for a day near the exit line, red, still you will wait and or what?
So in that case, we are not worried about the red or green. We will exit at this particular level, which is the one that I've marked above. At this
Okay.
level, we will exit.
Okay.
Okay. So, Swagat, you were asking something at this level, sorry. Okay.
I
You were
said,
asking something, yeah?
I asked like the for the second trade, there is no specific strategy to enter. If it's like 10%, you just enter whatever the candle or whatever the formation, like that. That's it.
No, that is not the condition. Like you will have to see the green consistent candle. It is like from the first trade that you've taken an entry at this particular level, which is at 612, you've taken an entry. The price point was 612 and it went 5% down. But
Mm.
we will average only if it goes 10% down from
Yeah,
our
yeah.
entry level.
In
So if
case
it,
if it goes 10% down, what you gonna
yes.
do?
So I'll take an entry again. I will average my position.
So that's what I'm asking you for the
Yeah.
second trade. If it's like 10% down, uh,
Yes.
you just follow any strategy or just you will
No,
enter.
no, no, no. From my first trade to the second trade, there is no strategy. If that position slips 10% more down, then I'll take an entry again. I will average it.
Okay.
In that case, they will know there won't be any strategy. It's like just if it goes 10% below from my first trade, I'll average it.
Okay, got it.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes. Yeah. So we will have to search for such green candles. So we can search it in, let's search it in Bajaj Finance. So if you look at here, from the bottom to the top, what is the position? It is 10%. So we will not make an entry. We will search for green consistent candle. Okay. So if you look at this, this is again 11%, no entry. Here, if we look at this, it is 13%, no entry. We'll search for such things. I'll just remove all the drawings. So you look for these green consistent candles, which is this till here, which is 12%. No, we will not make an entry. We will look at this. Now, if you look at this, it is 18%. So again, we will not make an entry. If it is 18% also, we will look for 20% only. Okay. So this is 13%, no entry. We'll search for green consistent candle, no entry at this level as well. So here it is 32%. So there is an entry that can follow. If at all price comes at this level, I'll make an entry.
4,400 level it has to come basically.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll make an entry at that level.
But it
And
looks
I'll
like
exit at this level.
looks like it has never got that. So that means
So we will search for other strategies which we haven't talked about. I'm just talking about 3 strategies. So accordingly, we will make an entry as per that. So yes, we haven't got any entry as per this thing. Okay. So, but if at all we are getting entry as per our this thing, first strategy, which is SMA, then in that case we can take an entry. So if you might see the first strategy, which is simple moving average, we would have got an entry few days back. It was so the first strategy that I talked about was black, red, green, and there was a entry at that particular level. If you look at here, black, red, green, and there was an entry at this level. Just a second. So black, red, green, and there was a closing. Black, red, green, and there was a closing. At this, from the next candle, we would have made an entry. So from that particular level till here, we would have got approximately 9.53% till now if we would have applied a strategy, and we would have got a return of 9.53% within 43 days. Okay. So if you're looking at green consistent candle, you can just apply your brain also that if my this particular strategy is not working, let's put our other strategies, which is we've learned about the simple moving average, which is 20, 50, 200, and Noxell divergence. If that works, we can make an entry as per that also. So we'll have to search for such things. Since now we were talking just about the V20 strategy, accordingly we are not getting an entry, we can search for other strategies that works. So if you were searching for the entry as per V20 strategy, we would have, let's see here if we are getting an entry. So here also, if at all the green consistent candles were there, we would have got an entry at this particular level, which is this, and we would have exited at the upper level. So likewise, we can search for such conditions again and again, and we can search for good companies that we are getting such trades or not. So till here, do you guys have any problem that you want to ask in any of the strategies? Have you practiced? Have you guys practiced?
Not for today, what you are covering. So paying attention.
Okay, so till here, do you have any doubt?
No.
So
It's
you
fine.
can search in ICICI as well if you're getting any of the entries that are there. Just a second, I'll remove all the.
All these strategies are applicable for all the categories, right? V40, V40 next, everywhere.
So the first that I told you, the simple moving average was applicable in V40 companies. Second, Noxell was again applicable in V40 company. Now the green consistent candle is applicable in V40, V40 next, and V200. All the companies that are there. So accordingly, you can make an entry as per that. So let's see in ICICI if these green candle are forming a gap of 20%. No, it is not. So we cannot take an entry here. Let's see other this thing. Just a second. So from here till the top, it is 5%. So you can just squeeze off the gap so that it doesn't look too big in order for us to make the decision. So let's see here. No, it is approximately 9%.
You have come up with 20%, right? These are three green candles. Is that a rule or something, or what?
See, operators generally make positions like they see a gap of 10%. So these patterns are generally formed by operators.
Oh,
So that is there. So accordingly, we can just take an entry and exit as per that if we get it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Since you are saying operators, 10%, three green candles, right?
We
Since
will
you,
not get trapped in any of the situations if we follow
oh,
such things. Like the
okay,
one
okay.
strategy that we started yesterday was 200 DEMA, 50-day moving average, and 20-day moving average. So in that case, most of the this thing, uh, long-term traders are also at loss. 50-day moving average also, that is basically, so you can just write it down also. So the strategy that we read yesterday was in case of, just a second. So in case of 200 DEMA, 200-day DEMA is basically the time period which is 10 months. So 10 months is the time duration, and we are taking an entry below the price which is prevailing since 10 months and the price hasn't gone up. We are taking an entry below that. So in that case, long-term traders are also at loss. So we are taking an entry at this particular level, which is at the closing level of closing price of these particular levels. So if you look at 50-day moving average, 50-day moving average is 2.5 months. So in that case, short-term traders are also at loss. And 20-day moving average is basically 1 month. So if somebody is holding their position since 10 months, they are also at loss. If they are holding their position since 2.5 months, they are also at loss. And if somebody is holding their position since 1 month, they are also at loss. But we are taking position below them. So in that case, the chances of our trade being very successful, the chances are very high. And also we are trading in V40 companies which have rock solid business. In that case, the risk that we are putting in is also very less. So because we are trading in all the good companies that are there, like Bajaj Finance, all the good companies that I've shared you the list with. So all the big traders like long-term traders, short term, medium term, all these people are at loss, but we have taken an entry below that particular level. So our chances of being success is really high. So that is how it is. So many books, if you read, they will tell you to enter at this particular level. Below, after 200 DEMA is formed, they'll ask you to enter after that formation. So we are basically taking an entry where everybody is pessimistic. We are taking entry there, and when everybody is optimistic, we would exit. Where there is the selling position is when there is a this thing, closing candle is up, then there is a 200-day moving average, then 20-day moving average, then there is a 50-day moving average, and below that there is 200-day moving average. So our chances of our success rate is really high because we are following the rules. Likewise, in Noxell also, we are searching for the points wherein we can get good returns. In fact, for the V20 strategy also, we are searching for such consistent green candle, and generally we get a lot of good returns from this particular V20 strategy because this is applicable in almost all the companies, which is V40, V40 next, and V200. So that is how it is. So I hope this is clear to you, Shri Krishna. Am I telling your name correct? Are you able to get it? I think. Are you able to get it? Please say yes or no.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So I don't want to tell you another strategy because I want everybody should practice whatever is taught till now. There are 3 strategies that are covered. That is simple moving average, Noxell divergence, and V20 strategy. So practice it so that you can also make good trades and good money from the strategies that are being taught in the class. So for tomorrow, your homework would be to actually apply the strategy and see where we can get good returns. Okay. So likewise, you can also see here if you are getting any entry as per V20. We are not getting any entry. Again, we will search for other points wherein we get a gap of 20%. So till here it is 6%. No, it is not. So here, let's see this. So this is 22%. So from here, you can take an entry. Okay. So at this particular level, you can make an entry and you can exit at this level, which is approximately 20% only. Okay. Can you guys mute yourself? Yes. So is it clear? You guys have any doubt in the strategies that are being taught today? Or from tomorrow's class, if you have any doubt, you can ask.
Yes, it's clear, but only one I'm waiting for the fundamental things. And how many strategies are there now? Like more 3, like total 6.
Yeah, total 6 strategies that are there. You're just looking for fundamentals. You're clear with every technical strategy that is being taught.
Yes, it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay. So in fundamentals also you'll get to learn a lot of things.
Mm.
So which all strategies you use generally? The super trend, or what exactly are the strategies that you generally apply to your trades? Super trend,
So
price action, what all things do you apply?
I don't use any indicator. I use like plain chart with I will see like balances, order blocks,
Okay.
favor gap.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys switch on your cameras? Just are you able to see properly? Screen that is. Yeah. Can you guys just turn on your cameras? Yeah. Okay.
I got disconnected. I just got my.
No worries. We did not talk any strategies, but
I didn't want to miss any strategy.
yeah, you can just turn on your camera.
So you're
I'm dialing in from my phone.
Avisha.
What are you saying? Shri Krishna, you were saying something?
The last was the V20 strategy, right? Like,
Yeah, we had completed V20 strategy. After that, we did not.
that is all coming from this indicators, right? Whatever the trading view. These are.
No, you have to search it yourself. That is the V20 strategy applicable or not? You have to just
Oh,
search
okay.
the
The first two are from trading view. This is our own V20 strategy.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So, Agat, you don't have any doubts as such?
For now, there is no doubt. So what's your good name, Arpita or Avisha?
My name is Avisha. Today, there's no Arpita.
The last
Oh.
class is Arpita.
Oh, you are identical, huh? Identical twins.
Yes, we look similar.
Oh.
But yeah, we have a 8 minutes age gap. 8 minutes only.
8 minutes. Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Yes. So I don't know why others have dropped. I really don't know. Okay, so let's just catch up tomorrow at the same time. 9 is fine for you, right, Swagat?
It's fine for me because it's 4:30.
Okay.
Because I used to
4:30 in the afternoon.
it's okay.
Okay. Okay, then let's just catch up tomorrow at the same time. Fundamentals, you will learn a lot of things. I know maybe technical might be very clear to you, but we have to go step by step.
Yeah, I understand because everyone is there. It's for me teaching.
Yes.
We have how many more days to go?
3 days are done, right? 4 more days to go.
Only 4 more.
Yes.
We'll be able to complete.
You'll be able to complete each and everything.
No acceleration.
I don't think, because in my previous batches also I was able to complete in 7 days. So hopefully in this batch also we'll be able to complete in 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, then let's up tomorrow at the same timing.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
so this is for the
You were
futures,
saying
right? Only for the futures. These strategies.
No. This you can apply in stocks also.
Equity.
I don't deal in FNO. I don't deal in FNO.
This is mainly for the I don't know Indian
Stock. Yes.
So
Indian
mainly
stock market as well as US stock.
Yeah, if we,
You can apply
I don't
both these
stock
strategies
market.
in.
I deal
Your
with
voice is
stock
breaking in between. Swagat, your voice is breaking in between.
really. Is it clear?
You're not really clear. Yeah, you were saying something? Swagat? Your video is also a little bit hanging in between.
no, you don't need any special, right? If you're using Zerodha, nothing is required, right? Like a regular purchasing of equities, you can do this technical strategies, right?
Yes. You can apply the technical strategies and you can buy and exit as per the
Hello.
strategy. Yeah. You were saying something, tell.
Actually, so mainly the this is for the equity.
Yes, it is only for cash and carry, which is the equity only, not
So
the FNO, because FNO is a loss-making game.
mm,
So I've
and
seen a lot of people losing money. So that is not something I would recommend also to you guys to do any of the FNOs because you lose your money. It isn't a profit-making game.
yes,
Generally,
yes.
traders who make gains are just 2%. Otherwise, they don't make that much of gain also in such strategies.
Mm.
So I would always say that go for equities. I mean the cash trading rather than going for option trading or something of that sort. So that is not something recommendable from my side.
How to check the equity stocks in the Zerodha?
So I've shared you the list of V40, V40 Next, and V200 companies. So you can apply the strategies that I'm talking about. You can apply those strategies in the stocks, and then accordingly you can
Yeah.
get an exit.
No. I'm asking
Okay.
there is that when we enter the stock name, they will mention the equity, like future and options.
So it will not be the options. It is not even futures. It is the cash position that you take, the delivery of the positions that you can carry overnight as well as for the long term also.
Okay. Overnight long term.
So you don't generally do cash this thing.
See this V40, V40 Next, and V200, right, are prepared by you, right? Like that will
Yeah,
company things can change. Is that finally we can also
we
create our
don't.
own V40?
I'm
We
saying
that condition in a screener we can also do similar V40 thing after learning
no.
fundamentals.
That, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You cannot apply for V40 and V40 next, the conditions that I've told for V200, because there were a lot of quantitative things that were there. I mean, the qualitative things like the business should be running since 15 to 20 years. So all these things we cannot put in the query form. So that's why we were
Hmm.
not able to take out the list of the companies. So the list that is being prepared is on the basis of the understanding that I have.
Oh, okay. But generally, right, maybe 1 year, 2 year, the list can change, right? Two or three companies may go.
Generally, it changes. It if it all it changes, I'll update
Uh,
it, guys. That what is the list like? It don't.
oh, okay. In the
So
basically the group will get to know. Basically, will take the latest
yeah,
like that. Okay.
yeah, yes.
Okay, thank you, Avisha.
So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
thank you.
Have a good
See you.
day.
We'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow night.
Yeah.